What's going on, guys? I am Toxic Jordan. Welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be doing a tier list, actually. We are going to be ranking my top 10 favorite units in Dokkan. I am finally ready to make this video after 48 hours of hard work on this tier list template where I added every single character in Dokkan Battle. Every single one. Something I had been wanting to do for a while, and here we are, have finally done it. So there will be more and more tier list videos to come. Alright, so, without any further ado, number 10 on the list for me, my 10th, I guess you could just say, favorite unit in the game, is this, Tech Teen Gohan here, from the World Tournament. So, fun fact, number 10 on this list is the only card on this list I actually do not have. So, before you throw tomatoes, so he is a great unit, and I know this because I've watched plenty of YouTube videos of him being used, and I have just been wanting this card for so long. It's a sucky feeling when you've been playing this game for close to 6 years now, and you've only ever missed like 1 or 2 world tournaments, and this guy happened to be one of those world tournaments. So I never got a copy of him, which is such a bummer, because then, you know, afterward you find out that he is the only world tournament unit that's really ever been usable. So yeah, I'm pretty sure the world tournament coming up, I'm going to be able to get a copy of this guy. Maybe he'll be featured on the World Tournament SSR banner. I hope so, because I really want a copy of this guy. But if not this World Tournament, then it should be the next one for sure. And on top of that, his artwork is just so cool. The artwork is literally so good. And there's literally no way for me to show you in game over here. By the way, I'm just link leveling on the side. I figured I might as well show it off since I'm doing it. But yeah, there's no way for me to show it in game because he doesn't have a Dokkan Awakening, so he's not in the Dokkan Awaken tab. Like, there's literally no way for me to view this unit in my game, and I hate it because he's such an awesome card. Okay, so number 9, we have got Jocko and Chatsu. So Jocko and Chatsu are an interesting pick. I'm sure most people know what they do, but for those who don't, they have an interesting passive skill. It's worded, may stun all enemies, but what it actually does is, the first time that they come onto rotation, they are guaranteed to stun the entire enemy rotation. Now, obviously, this is only going to be activating in game modes where the enemy can be stunned, so the main place you're going to take advantage of this is Super Battle Road, but I have won plenty of Super Battle Road stages with these guys on the team. It's such a solid strategy because each fight you go into, if you just set it up where they're on the first turn and then you float them off, they stun all the enemies on the first turn, and then you have 2 turns to take down the entire enemy field before they come back on the third rotation, which would hopefully be at the beginning of the next fight, and then you just rinse and repeat, right? And they work well if you bring a lot of other stunners along with them, so that everybody starts stunned and then they can stay stunned, and you just never take any damage. So yeah, kind of a fun thing you can do with them. I have some Super Battle Road videos that I've posted on the channel before, using these guys in that way. I actually have a video called 0 Damage Super Battle Road. I may link that one below. But I actually went through an entire Super Battle Road stage and took 0 damage, and that was the strategy that I used, along with some dodging units and stuff. So yeah, kind of fun. Definitely like these units, though. Alright, so next up at number 8, we have the Xeno Super Saiyans here, Goku and Vegeta. Another little pairing here. I figured because the units are so similar, I would just put them together. Same reason for the Jocko and Chatsu, obviously. They do the exact same thing. But yeah, these units are so fun, and the great part is they're one of the few Heroes units that you can actually use off of the Heroes team, because they're not dependent on having a bunch of other Heroes units around them to be effective. So because of that, I've actually gotten a ton of use out of both of these guys. I've used them in a lot of different stages. You know, because they're infinite stackers, I've brought them into long form events like the Legendary Goku events and some of those longer Red Zone stages sometimes. And because they have abilities like attack lowering and stunning, I've been able to use them in Super Battle Road. And then for their leader skills, because they have 130% Goku family and Vegeta family leader skills, I've been able to use them in like Ultimate Clash. And then they're 40% support units on top of all of that, so they're just awesome to have on the team anyway because they're buffing everyone around them. So yeah, they are really, really fun units to use. And yeah, definitely deserving of a spot on this list. Okay, next up we have. This is a bit ridiculous. I promise we're reining it in after this, and it's just single units from here on out. But I couldn't like really split these guys up because again, they're all the same. So it's all of the 50% support units. Now, partially bringing this up because these units are so rare at this point. They haven't released a banner that had these characters on it since like 2019 or something like that. It's been a very long time since these units have last returned in the game. I remember like being very adamant about trying to get all these units when they last came back, and I'm so glad that I willed out to get all of them because they've not come back since. I can't imagine there's some people that still don't have these that have been chasing them probably for years now. But these units were so fun. I still use them in rare occasions here and there, mostly like Ultimate Clash and stuff. But yeah, I cannot wait for the day that these guys come back and get easy A's finally, which would be insane. They could do some really, really cool stuff with those guys, I think for sure. Yeah, so I think that would be such a cool thing if they were to finally return, because they were super fun while they were like strong in the meta. Can you imagine if they, kept their 50% support, but then gave an additional like 20% to a category? Because you know how like the Trunks and Giru card works, where they have like the stacking defensive and stacking stat buffs in their passive depending on how many of the categories you qualify for. The same way as like the Int Vados, right? He could have a similar thing to that, or all of them could have a similar thing to that. So they'd keep their 50% for the typing, and then just add 20% for a relevant category. Like Pan would have like for GT Heroes or for Goku's family or something, would get an extra 20%. So then these guys could actually be 70% support units on a specified team. And I think it might be fun if they bump their leader skill up to like 150% too. That could be neat. Definitely good for Ultimate Clash at least. Okay, so next up at number 6, we've got Great Saiyaman 3. Now, this unit was pretty much just garbage for his entire lifespan until recently when he got his Easy A during this last Hero Celebration. Now he is a god. He is absolutely insane. Another Heroes unit that you don't necessarily have to use on a Heroes team. He can, for sure, like, handle his own just on like a Vegeta's family team or something else like that. So yeah, super, super fun unit to use. Gotta appreciate an effective counter unit nowadays, because that is such a outdated mechanic at this point, but I think that this unit really makes it work, and it's such a fun ability that I always gravitate toward using units like this. Okay, so next up we have a more obvious one. I tried not to put too many of these on the list, just because, like, I didn't want my favorite top 10 list just to be, like, everyone's obvious top 10 units in the game or something, right? So I'm trying to be a little creative here, but for this one I just can't, right? This STR Cooler, if you have him, you know he's amazing. He is such a solid unit, great animations, not a bad thing to say about him, and I am a Cooler fanboy for sure, so he is on the list. And as we finish saying that, the other Cooler is right above him. This unit is absolutely insane, and the pairing of them together is really why they're on the list here, because they have each other as such a strong rotation. Like, one of my favorite rotations to run in the game. One of, because they aren't number 1, right? We still have some stuff above them. But yeah, I absolutely love these units, and I think they handled the TUR's Easy A amazingly. We're partially lucky that they Easy A'd him as soon as they did, because he's like the newest unit still in existence that has an Easy A. So yeah, definitely ahead of his time, and it shows in his performance. Okay, next up, we have got the Broly Trio. So I think that this unit never got enough love. It makes sense now because they're pretty aged out of the meta and people don't really talk about that unit anymore, so it kind of makes sense. But when they released, they were insane, and everyone was going crazy for the counterpart unit that came out alongside them, which was the Int LR Rose, and that unit did a lot of damage, and so everyone was like, "Oh, this unit's insane," and no one really cared about this Broly Chile and Limo. First of all, I was a huge Chile fan when the movie dropped, and this was the only representation that she had in the entire game until we got the Int Chile card recently. So I was already stoked for that. And then also their kit is one of the most creative kits in the entire game, having the, like, depending what type of orb they select, they do a different thing. They like will give an offensive buff or a defensive buff or just a buff to themselves that's massive and stuff. They have such a creative kit, and then also the ability to have a guaranteed dodge with 7 or more orbs. Like look at the meta now. Dodge is huge because we have all these red zone bosses that are hitting for over 1 million damage and stuff that you just can't survive. Dodge is such a major thing. And we'll see coming up here when the 8th anniversary starts what kind of difficult content comes out there. But I imagine there's going to be quite a few hard stages that allow you to dodge as well. It seems like that's a mechanic that they're fine leaving around right now. So yeah, I think that like any unit that has a guaranteed dodge should definitely be paid attention to in some light, right? So yeah, I think that this Broly Chile Limo does not get enough love. It's super easy just to run them with like one singular orb changer and keep them on rotation with them, and they should be able to get 7 orbs. Like that's not that tall of an order, especially if you brought a rainbow orb changer along with them. Maybe I'll have to do a video on that, like showing how they could still be relevant and like go into a few of the hardest red zone stages with them. I think I probably should. I think I'm probably gonna have to in order to back me, justifying them as 3rd place on this list. So yeah, maybe that will be a video coming up. Keep your eyes peeled for sure. Alright, next up we have got Gamma 1 and 2. So yeah, Gamma 1 and 2, they are absolutely busted, right? Just amazing units, just completely built absolutely perfect. They slid right in and right into the meta of Dokkan, and they just work so well, and these units are going to be relevant for a very, very long time, which I appreciate. This was the type of release that they did properly. They should have done Beast Gohan like they did the Gammas. They got a really, really, nice entrance into the game, for sure. So yeah, I am still like in love with these units. It's very hard for me to get away from that superheroes team because I love using these guys so much. But the cool thing about them too is that they're androids and artificial life forms and whatever else, right? So you don't necessarily have to use the superheroes team, to be able to take advantage of using these guys. There are quite a few other places that they do fit in, which is pretty fun. So yeah, these units, for very obvious reasons, are super high on my list. Not to mention the animations are insane, and because it counts for something, the OSTs are top tier, like some of the best in the absolute whole game. So, yeah. Okay, so last up on this list, number 1, my favorite unit in Dokkan Battle. Tech Ultimate Gohan. I know that's not a very unpopular opinion, but yeah, this unit's insane. Like, I don't know, it's just infinitely useful. I've never found myself in a situation where I didn't want to use Tech Ultimate Gohan. He's so good. And in fact, I gotta stall for a second and wait for this link level run to finish, because I am gonna finish talking about Tech Ultimate Gohan and let something in game speak for itself that I'm gonna show you. So just one moment on that. But yeah, this is my top 10 list. I know it's a little scuffed. It's kind of more like a top 23, but whatever. You get the point here. We were just having some fun. I'm trying out the tier list thing. Let me know what you guys want to see a tier list of. Oh, that's opportune time to have an app crash. Goodness gracious. 1 per video. That's the rule. 1 per video. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, let me know if there's anything that you guys want me to make a tier list on. I put all the work into creating these, tier list tiles and stuff to be able to do a bunch of different showcases of stuff. So if you guys have any ideas or anything else you want to see me do, anything funky or anything normal, I'll do top 10 units for whatever different types of things. But yeah, let me know what you guys want to see in the comments, and I'll definitely make some of those videos. I want to start messing around with these tier list videos a little bit more. So yeah, we will end it off on this here. We'll go to the sub page. There you go. That's how much I love Tech Ultimate Gohan. I've used him 15,000 times. And the only reason that Super Saiyan Goku is above him, remember, for Super Saiyan Goku, there's like so many cards in the game named Super Saiyan Goku, right? If we go, let's go take a look. It should be pretty easy to find. We can just go by character. This way. There. All of these cards, so starting from the bottom of the screen right now, all the way up, all of these cards are named Super Saiyan Goku. There's just way too many. So, of course, because I've linked level 10 to all these guys and stuff, then there's just going to be a crap ton of Super Saiyan Gokus in there. Just makes sense, as the most popular character in the game. But that Gohan teen name is much more rare, and he is still hanging in right there at number 2. So, yeah, and I still use him all the time. So he is probably going to go up to number 1 at some point. But yeah, there we go. That's the tier list. Hope you guys enjoyed. Numbers 1 through 23 here. If you did, then consider subscribing. Join the Toxic Tribe with a like, comment, and subscribe on the video. And that's going to do it for this one. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.